release that he can't get to.
Yo, what is going on, guys? We are playing some NHL 17 today. We're going to be doing a Team of Alls video, but we're going to be doing it with the unprotected list that was revealed by the NHL this past weekend. We're going to be taking one player from every single team, just like Las Vegas will. But it's not going to be like a mock draft of, oh, Vegas is going to take this player, this player, this player. No, we're going to take every single high overall possible, you know, according to EA, from each team, and we're going to take that team and see if we can win the cup. I do want to give a shout out to the guy real quick that did say this and suggest it to me on Twitter. Well, I want to say it. I don't know, can I get in trouble for saying that? I don't know, the way the world's so political these days, you can't say anything, but his Twitter handle, you'll understand here in a second, his Twitter handle is @awhiteoreo. So thank you for the suggestion, man. We're gonna make this happen here. We're on the Ducks, we're gonna go by every single team, and you guys like that logo? If you're questioning where I came up with that, I was just thinking, you know, Pharaoh, Knight, maybe. They kind of look the same, not really. Maybe a Knight kind of protects a Pharaoh? I don't know. Color's kind of there. All right, let's get this going. There he is. I was looking for Vatanen. They unprotected him. They had to leave a defenseman unprotected, but Vatanen, I like Vatanen. We'll see what's going to happen here. So there's one player. We got Vatanen off the Anaheim Ducks. Solid defenseman starting. Ooh, we can take the Magic Man. I wonder how that's written down in their rules. They own Datsuk's rights. I mean, technically, could they take him? I don't know. Way over my head. One thing I gotta be careful with too is I'm looking at these protected and unprotected lists, but there's young guys that are obviously protected. They ain't on the list because it's not been 2 years for them yet. Man, Arizona, I hate to tell you guys, but you do not have a very solid overall base team. I think we're gonna get stuck with Verbato. We're not gonna take Mike Smith because they traded away Mike Smith, so that means he's probably protected. Either way, he's not on Arizona anymore. Man, I'm gonna be very, very self-conscious that I miss a player. So if I do miss one, please bear with me and don't rip my head off. I'm trying to make sure I hit the best player on every team, and I'm trying to make sure they're not on a protected list also, obviously. Looks like on Boston, we're going to get stuck with Drew Stafford. Not bad. So we got two wingers. We got a right D-man, so hopefully we can find some higher overall defense. Over there in Buffalo, is that the place to be looking for those guys? It's debatable. Actually, it's not debatable. Bogosian's unprotected. He's an 85 overall. That could be a very stout guy to go with him. All right, so I got like 4 teams in, and I realized you guys probably didn't want to watch me go through every single one of them teams, probably fall asleep halfway through it. So I went ahead and took care of business the easy way and got all of them put together here. One player from every team. You're going to realize one thing here. We got all of our defensemen really early because a lot of teams had lower or left free defensemen. So later in the draft, we had to start ignoring defensemen that were unprotected and started grabbing forwards even though there's a higher overalls. Same went with goalies. We got the couple of goalies early, first come first serve. That's also why we don't have Fleury on the list, because we got the 2 goalies early and we couldn't grab another one. We need to find some more forwards. So let's go ahead and jump into a franchise mode here, and we're going to see if we can win a Stanley Cup with this team. Before we get started here, just to get you an idea of what this team's looking like, we got Bobby Ryan over there on the first line, TJ Oshie. We have a really solid first line actually. James Neal over there on the second line. We took Laterre, we took Camilleri, got Patrick Sharp, Hansel, Marlowe. The third line, fourth line, could use a little bit of work, not terrible though. The defense, man, Jack Johnson, Nicholas Kronwall. I'm really hoping they don't take Jack Johnson. I think that little trade offer on the side might prevent that, but if they could take Jack Johnson, they could have him. They could have Vatanen and Bogosian, and they could have not Mark Stone, but Michael Stone. Close, but no cigar. And then Francois, come on over. And then Luongo and Cam Ward, as we mentioned, are the starting goalies. Could have had Marc-Andre Fleury, but we wanted to, since we just went straight down the list, figured do it that way, keep it straight down the list, don't make any fancy, spanancy rule changes, because I know the people would be like, oh, I want my goalie in too, so we just try to keep it straight down the middle. We're going to sim this season up. I'll catch you guys back when it's over. We'll see where we're at. Here we are at the end of the season, and it's not looking good. Not looking good at all. 39 and 34. It really wasn't a bad season, to be completely honest, but we did not make the playoffs. Probably didn't even come close. Let's see where we finish before we sim up the rest of this season and see who did win the Stanley Cup. We'll see where we finish. We didn't do terrible. We couldn't have been really, really bad. All right. 6th place, 87 points. We only finished 3 points out of making the Stanley Cup playoffs, so we didn't do too bad. Who did make the Stanley Cup playoffs? Now that we're looking at the oh god, we didn't even come 3 points out of missing. We came 1 point short. Not just 1 point short. We came 1 point short to the Colorado frickin' Avalanche. All right then. They got a good team on paper. 109 points out of the Capitals. There's my Blue Jackets in 4th place. The Canadians, the Islanders, the Panthers, not a lot of big surprises there either, other than the Lightning always missing the playoffs in these sims with their players getting 100 points, still can't make the playoffs. Here we go. Who won? Looks like the Golds got eliminated in the first round of the playoffs. They went 1-3. That's not something I want to see happen. What I want to see happen is the Blue Jackets win the Stanley Cup. It'll make it all better. They didn't want to tell me this day. I guess I got to sim up one more day. Alright, so apparently the Stanley Cup doesn't end on June 1st this year. It always ends on June 1st in these sims. Every single year. It didn't happen this time. The San Jose Sharks and the Texas Stars. Alright. San Jose, I see you. Go and give those player stats a look real quick. I know you guys like seeing those. The 61 points out of James Neal, the 58 out of Bobby Ryan, 51 out of TJ Yoshi. Patrick Sharp coming in there with 49 points. Looks like Mechanics had 48. Let's see who is the disappointing players on the team. Obviously, some defensemen were down there. Jack Johnson, what are you doing? What are you doing? 14 points. I expect better than you out of that. 20 points down there out of the wingers. Is that our fourth liners? Marlowe went all the way down to a 77. I guess when you're 30-some years old, that's what's going to happen. Dang, I can't believe our guys regress like that. That's nuts. We're going to go and look at our actual team here in a second, see how they completely regress, just because of the pure fact of wanting to know now that I see that. Goalies, Luongo, 2.23 goals against. Man, he put a Vezina-like season up. 34 wins, though, just not a lot of wins because our team obviously couldn't score a lot. Cam Ward, 3.04, 924 save out of Luongo as well. See how this little shakeup treated the rest of the league, though, because, you know, everybody lost one player. See if that affected other people's performances a lot or not here. All skaters, it looks like Tarasenko over there, 53 points. See that? Get rid of Laterra, and a guy did 53 points, 53 goals. Get rid of Laterra, and all of a sudden this guy is killing it. 53 goals. Looks like we got 90 out of Kucherov. Like I said, that's all they do over there in Tampa Bay. Every single sim, they always have a point per game player. Stamkos is right there with him with 85 and 43 goals. 16 goals and 68 assists. Andre Palat was having a good time. Must have been playing with them guys. There's no question about that. Paul Stastny over there was having a good time with Vladimir Tarasenko. It looks like the goal scoring. Ovechkin still 56 goals, 23 assists. Textbook Ovechkin right there. Sid the Kid with 41 by 40. 40 by 40 out of Patrick Kane. Looks like Max Pacioretty dropped 40 goals as well. The awards for this year, that is this year. There's the San Jose Sharks. Great. Looks like the Art Ross Tarasenko, the Hart Memorial Tarasenko, the Norris Eric Carlson, Lady Bing Tarasenko. He's very good at not taking in penalties in this game. Austin Matthews with the Calder, but he's doing so good getting Mitch Marner all the time, and there's Austin Matthews instead. Conn Smythe to Martin Jones. The Vezina went to Braden Holtby, as did the William Jennings. The Selke went to Bergeron, to Ted Lindsay, to Tarasenko, and the Maurice Richard once again going to Ovechkin for the 5th straight season. I want to see how this team finished the season before we... Oh, okay, never mind. We won't do that. I love you, EA. You're my favorite. Forgot that was a feature in this game, but we can still look at all of our players, I guess. We'll look at, let's get the overall of someone here somewhere current. That's what I'm looking for. Alright, so Cronwall still had an 88. 88 over there out of Neal and Oshie. 87 out of Jack Johnson. Bobby Ryan stayed an 87. 85 out of a 10. Was he an 85 before? Laterra stayed about the same. Cam Ward went down. Camilleri dropped 4 overall points. Dorsett, that's about where he was. Who else dropped it? There's more guys. Hagelin dropped 6 overall points. Buchanan dropped, what was that, 5? 4? Brock Nelson dropped quite a few. Patrick Marleau dropped a handful. Drew Stafford dropped a lot. That is probably why we were struggling. How did the system do? 84 out of Hanzo. I forgot to show you guys this earlier, so if you didn't turn the video off yet and you're like, where's my players at? Here they are. Hanzo, Oduya, Enroth, I don't know what's... I didn't put him there. There's that Michael Stone, Brian Boyle, not Brad Boyle, wrong one. Grabner's down there. So there's some of the guys that were also that didn't make the starting lineup, obviously, because you can only have so many of them. So that's some of these guys. But otherwise, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.